Hi, first graders. All right, we have been learning about retelling a story, mostly what the story is about. So, the setting where the story is taking place, maybe the problem, solution, all those important pieces to what makes a really good story. But one thing that we really want to pay attention to, it's not just where the story is happening, not necessarily what time of day it is or the season the story's happening in. No, something much, much more important than that. And that is the main character. Who is the story mostly about? A lot of times, friends, you can find that information right on the front cover of a book. Usually the main character will always be front and center on that book. And you, as you're reading, you want to make sure that you are learning everything you can about that main character. Learn about them. What do they say? Who are they? What do they like? What do they not like? What do they do? So I'm trying to think of a character that we first graders all know and love, and that character is David. We all know the Know David books. So I Know David is the main character of the story, Know David. Not only is his name in the title, but the story, every page, David is featured. So he's the main character. We might meet other characters along the way, like his brother or his mom or his dog, but the story's not mostly about them. The story's mostly about David. So when I read Know David, I want to be able to tell you all about David. Like, he's a friend of mine. I want to be able to tell you what he says or what he does or what he likes, his favorite things. You want to be able to do that when you meet a character in your book, especially the main character. So, looking at this diagram here, learning about the characters, we have these 4 questions that you want to try to be able to answer as best as you can after you're done reading a book. So, David. Who is the main character here? Well, it is David. David is a boy. Maybe kindergarten, first grade age. So we'll say he's 6 or 7 years old. He is a troublemaker. He definitely likes to get in trouble. He likes to push the limits. What else could we say about David? David also, he's very outgoing. He is not a shy boy, especially when he is at school. So that's what I can say about David. So I'm going to go back here, take a look at my chart here, and what does David do? Well, David gets in trouble. He breaks the rules. He also, there's that sweet side of him. He also likes to give hugs. And he also likes to make people laugh. That kind of goes along with his likes and dislikes. So I guess I could have put that over with his likes and dislikes. Why don't we do that? So he likes to give hugs, likes to make people laugh. He likes to play with his toys, which he doesn't always pick up, right? And he dislikes, well, what does he dislike? He dislikes rules. He doesn't really like the rules or following the rules for that matter. And then I can also look up here and what does David do or say? David, he doesn't talk a whole lot in the books. If you notice, he doesn't really say a ton. The pictures really do a lot of the talking. So if I wanted to say, what does David say? I would say David says no, and David says the opposite of what he is supposed to be saying. Let's say someone's saying, David, what color is the sky? I think David would say green. I think he's going to say pretty much anything the opposite of what somebody is looking for, just because he is that troublemaker, that rule breaker. So, first graders, I want you to try this today with your characters. Now, it can be nonfiction. This could be, really, you could put your class picture right here. If you wanted to talk about yourself, you could do that. Or let's say you're reading a really good book about George Washington or Martin Luther King Jr. and you want to think about who they are as a character, a nonfiction character. You would do the same exact thing. So you can do this with fiction. You can do this with nonfiction. Try it with your fiction BookFlix books and see what all can you say about your main character. Have a great week, first graders. Happy reading. Miss you so much. Hope you're doing well.